Hi, everyone. We're super happy to have you here. Thanks for joining. I have an all-star crew with me today, and we're very excited to have our first APN webinar around the ME card, SmartPrep, and AI, a jam-packed agenda today. All right, as I mentioned, skipped my agenda slide already. Intro, we'll do a quick intro of who I have here with me. Like I said, I got an all-star crew. We're going to talk about SmartPrep today. We're going to talk about the Me card, and then we're going to wrap it up with some cool AI stuff we got going on over here. And then we'll have a quick Q&A session for you all here at the end with our available time. So a quick intro. Most of you probably know me. My name is Bri Holm. I am the Director of Account and Partnerships here at MarginEdge. I have two of my great colleagues alongside me, Daniel Martin, who is our Senior Product Manager for the ME card, and then Eric Jeffay, who is our Director of Product Management, covering SmartPrep today. Two quick housekeeping things before we jump into everything. As I mentioned, we will have a Q&A session here at the end. So please submit any questions directly into this link here. You can ask questions throughout the webinar. We will find some time at the end to get to them. If we do not get to your question, don't worry, we still have your question recorded. So we will follow up with you after this event so that we can answer those questions for you. And of course, we will share the recording with anyone on your team who couldn't attend as well. So please know that if you have some team members that couldn't be here, you want to share this with somebody else, you will get a recording of this post event. All right, kicking us off, Eric, SmartPrep.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bri. Great to see you all. For those that I've met, good to see you again. My name is Eric, as Bri said, and I'm going to walk you through our new SmartPrep product. So the whole point of SmartPrep is that it is a new product from us that helps our restaurants understand what to prep and then connect that prep through to label printing for those prep labels and to other checklists. So we'll talk about some more of it in detail. All right, so there are three main features of SmartPrep. So the first is forecast-driven prep predictions. We take the prep usage and the AI-powered sales forecast, which we already generate, and those become the daily prep plans for restaurants. We'll talk about that some more in detail. Then we've got checklists. Those checklists keep every shift and every location aligned to make sure that everything is being done to spec before the restaurant opens up for service. And then labels and food safety. So we'll talk about our prep labels, which have expiration dates, and our temp logs and some other features as part of SmartPrep. All right, so let's zoom in on that predictive prep functionality. So we take their AI-powered the restaurant's AI-powered sales forecast that we have in MarginEdge today under the Performance tab, and we translate that to prep by taking a ratio of how much prep they're actually using when they complete their sales. All of that is then brought down to a prep list for the restaurant. So a very simple example here. On a typical day, if the team uses one batch of salsa, and their AI sales forecast has them doing 4,000 next Wednesday, then we'll predict 4 batches next Wednesday of them. We're going to talk more about where this comes from and how this ties to PMix and sales data. So let's talk about that here. So we're predicting based on actual usage. So we are getting, for the first 2 days of them using SmartPrep, we are building a prep plan for them based on how much prep they're actually using. All of that ties to the variance report, so we can deliver to the restaurant the difference between their actual prep, their actual usage of the prep, and the theoretical prep, what they should be prepping based on their sales. Once they coach to the fix, they will converge on that theoretical prep. So I'll give a simple example here. The team's using 1.5 ounce scoop where the recipe spec calls for 1 ounce of salsa. We're going to deliver that to them on their reports, so that way they make sure they swap out the ladle. I think the most important thing to note here is that that coaching aspect is a key part of SmartPrep, because without it, we would just have the restaurant under prep because the recipe spec called for 1 ounce of salsa, we would have them prep like they were going to sell 30 tacos with 1 ounce of salsa each. We'd have them prep 30 ounces of salsa, when in reality, their cooks have been using 1.5 ounces scoop. We have to do two things. We have to prep, we have to deliver them a prep prediction that gets them through service, and we have to coach the team to make sure that they're swapping out that label and they realize they're not making that recipe to spec. So those are really the two aspects of what we're delivering here with SmartPrep, is both making sure the team has enough for operations and making sure that the team is optimizing their prep. Awesome. We'll move on to checklists. So SmartPrep also has checklists, various different types of ways you can set up your checklists, line checks with required photos. So that way you make sure that the line is set up for service with all the mise en place correct. There's temp logs for cooling, for HACCP and health department when they come in. There's opening and closing checklists for your front of house. And there's guest incident checklists to make sure that your team is following through on everything they need to do if, God forbid, something happens. And then we've got labels. So you've got an example of the label there. These labels have full information about everything that was prepped. They're fully built in to the prep workflow. So the prep workflow is thought out end to end, from predicting the prep to communicating that with the team to translating it into Spanish if needed automatically, all the way through to printing the prep label, all within one system, all with one set of recipes. These prep labels can be dissolvable and removable. They've also got QR codes to make for easy inventories and on-hand counts. The MarginEdge mobile app today will read those QR codes. We'll add those recipes to inventory as needed. Same thing with prep on-hand counts or any audits. All of that is accessible right through the QR code on the prep label. Of course, you could just add it manually as well. Cool. And so SmartPrep is offered at $95 per month per location. That will be automatically added to the invoice when purchased, and there's nothing to set up. So we're handling the rollout. We are planning on rolling this out on August 13th is our launch date. We actually have none of your clients, but we have 50 paying clients using SmartPrep today. So we had previously rolled this out in beta. We were testing it. I spent a lot of time in restaurants making sure that this was working well. And then we rolled it out to a select group of clients, and we had 50, we now have 50 paying customers. We plan to roll this out more widely on August 13th. MarginEdge admins and restaurant admin user roles will be able to add this to their accounts, and it'll be available across all their locations. And as I said, we're planning on rolling out in just a few weeks on August 13th. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and I will hand it back over to Bri.
Thanks, Eric. We are super excited about SmartPrep. If you guys have any questions, as I mentioned at the beginning here, for anyone that trickled in late, please add your questions to, I actually put the link in the chat, so hopefully everybody can see that. You can put any questions that you have for Eric and his team regarding SmartPrep in there, and for anything else that we covered today. But thanks, Eric. All right, Daniel, excited to talk about MeCard with this group. I will pass it off to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bri. Pleasure to meet you guys all. Thank you so much for joining us today, and to learn a little bit more about the MarginEdge Card. We are super excited about this because we really view in our building the spend card built specifically for restaurants. And I'll talk a little bit more on the next slide about the card itself. So I wanted to lead off with some of the value props here that we are leading with, and we feel that this is really going to have a lot of value for our owners and operators and controllers, and that it's going to help out, provide a lot of value to you guys on this call as well. The main game here, the main point we're trying to provide value here, right, is better visibility and control and compliance into this traditional, like, kind of risky and hard to account for spend that is petty cash and just daily kind of store level spend. And so kind of the leading thing here around visibility is we're going to give you guys the real-time visibility into transactions when they happen. So owners and operators can see exactly who is spending, where they're spending, how much they're spending, and what they're buying right within the MarginEdge app. when the transaction occurs. But additionally, not only can you have that visibility right when the transaction occurs, but you can also set controls and compliance ahead of time before it actually happens. So when cards are going to get issued, you can set spend limits, and then you can also know that certain high risk merchants or types of transactions are already blocked. So you guys have the security of knowing that this card cannot be used for ATM or cash withdrawals at pawn shops or other things high risk like that don't really fall into normal line of spend behavior for a restaurant. So we've got that visibility, effortless expense tracking, and controls and compliance kind of built into it. Another part that I'd like to call out here around just the effortlessness of that we're trying to build here. We know that receipts can be hard to collect. They're easily lost. And then that can lead to a longer accounting close, trying to chase down receipts and nagging the employees. And so not only can receipts be uploaded to MarginEdge from all of the avenues today, from the mobile app or web browser or emailed in, we're actually rolling out a new upload path for the MarginEdge receipts via SMS texting. So cardholders will receive a text message when they use their card, and they can respond back to that with an image of the receipt. We'll automatically get that routed for processing and then queued up and to go over to the accounting system. And it all works with invoice approval and all of our other price alerts built into MarginEdge. So let's talk a little bit more about the card itself. We sit somewhere in between a debit and a traditional card, credit card. This is a MasterCard branded charge card. We're launching this in partnership with Elliptic, who is our card issuing partner. Our billing cycle or billing statements are 7 days, with balance being paid in full automatically at the close of the statement period. And so it's automatic. You don't need to set any reminders or set any controls around that. It'll automatically queue up for you guys, and we'll have all of the visibility in the app of how much is due, when it's going to get pulled, and then what transactions were included for that statement period. And we'll make sure all of that, all the transactions and all of the repayments go over to accounting for easy recon. And best of all, it is completely free. The MarginEdge card is entirely included in your MarginEdge subscription. There's no ongoing or recurring subscription component to it, and we do not assess any fees for card issuance. So no cap on the number of cards the restaurant can issue. And if you need to reissue because a card gets lost or stolen, there is no additional fee for that as well. So why we think this not only matters for the restaurant, but also everyone on this call. So again, every transaction is going to be visible within the MarginEdge app. But another component that I think is really important here is all of the controls and all of the admin of it also is all within MarginEdge. So there's not another website or not another tool that you guys need to use to manage it. MarginEdge can truly be your one home for all of your spend, whether that's petty cash or AP. So you get the real-time visibility and real-time controls all in the MarginEdge app or online. And with that, because those receipts are flowing into the system or get flagged and need to be coded to a category, the numbers become much more accurate. There is no more blanket petty cash or giant miscellaneous expense. Every dollar can get tracked on the P&L appropriately with ease and then get sent over to accounting. And hopefully the impact of that and the benefit of that is fewer receipts to track down. Everything is flagged and everything is available to see. That you need a receipt is right in the app. And so you guys, your cardholders are getting the receipts submitted on time using our texting feature or the mobile app, leaving nothing to chase down near the end of the accounting period.
Awesome. Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks.
I'm super excited about MeCard. If you haven't heard me talk to you guys about it yet, or you haven't heard Daniel or Anil talk to you about it, or Nat talk to you about it, or your assigned account executive that you work with, You will, because we are very, very excited about the Me Card and the way it will impact your business as an APN. So hopefully you're excited about it as well, and heard from Daniel, the best part, it's free. We can give every single user who needs a card, and that's no additional fee for you all. So very excited to see how it'll impact your business at the APN level. And I'll send you guys some follow-up information on that too after we wrap the webinar. I have the honor of doing one quick slide here to talk about AI. AI is such a buzzword in the world today, especially in software and in tech. And there's so many cool things that we're doing in the AI space. And so I'm teasing a little bit for you guys. And as our APNs, you really should be the first to know about a lot of this stuff as it rolls out. And so to honor that, I will share a little bit about what we have going on in the AI space and tell you what's going on. So most of you are probably familiar with Tom the Tomato, our little AI agent that lives within MarginEdge. And hopefully, if you're not familiar with it, you've spent some time with it and you've able to get your arms wrapped around it a little bit on what Tom is able to do. I know some of you guys are users of Tom in that regard. And so Tom just keeps getting smarter. He keeps getting better. We keep improving Tom. We're super excited about the advancements that we're making there. And for your operators who are also in the MarginEdge system, Tom is a great resource to help them pull the reports that they're looking for on the fly. They're not having to flag you down for it. They can just use their dear friend Tom to find their answers really quickly. So we're excited to continue to iterate on that, continue to build on what Tom knows. And if you're an AI user yourself, you know that AI gets smarter and our robots are getting smarter, as I like to say. So Tom will continue to just get stronger in the system. What I'm really excited to talk about also, in addition to Tom, not to downplay how important he is, but the other piece is something that we're calling our AI connector. So if you're familiar with the term MCP, if you are an LLM user, be it Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever is your preferred method, if you are a user of that, we are building something really cool called an MCP connector, an AI connector that will allow you to actually pull data from MarginEdge into your LLM. So this is really exciting. There's a ton of connectors. If you're a Claude user like me, then you could go into your catalog right now in Claude and you could see all the available connectors that are in there. Connect to your email, you can connect to your note-taking apps, your recorders, all that sort of stuff, right? Same sort of thing here. You can actually connect to MarginEdge and you can be living in Claude and ask Claude to do some crazy things. As we all know, Claude is very, very strong, or whatever LLM you prefer. And we can actually get all of that data into your LLM. So this is brand new. We have not announced this out to the world yet. This is going to be announced and public announcement made on August 3rd. So you're just about 2 weeks early from hearing this announcement, and your customers and users will hear this announcement at that same time. But what's really exciting, what's powerful here is that the future of AI is being able to live kind of in that one singular platform, right? Like we do all of our day-to-day tasks. Like I mentioned, I'm a heavy Claude user. I spend a lot of my time in Claude. He can read my emails, he can review my meetings, he can tell me what I'm forgetting, right? And at the same breath, same space here, we can take that information out of MarginEdge, we can digest that information, we can have him create reports, we can have him send us reports, whatever that may look like is really, really exciting. So we're super excited to be ahead of this. This is so new. Even MCP in general, 6 months ago, I was telling my team 2 months ago, when you would go into the MCP connector catalog, there was like, I don't know, 20 connectors you could have. You go in today, there's like 200. So things are moving super fast and we're trying to be ahead of that curve, and we're excited to have MCP launching. So this is hot off the press. You guys are hearing about this first, and we will make a public announcement for the AI connector coming August 3rd. So very excited about that. All right, we sped through it today. That was kind of our goal. I know we told you guys we had a 45-minute session here, but truly we wanted to keep this succinct. We know you're super busy. We wanted to get you the most pertinent information and also recognize that we will follow up with you post-webinar. There may be some individual questions that we'll have. There were a few questions that came in. So let me pull that up here so I make sure that I'm answering those for you all. We had a few questions here. I think they were all, Daniel, in your world, not super surprising. Let's see. Is there an impact to users' personal credit when they're getting the Me Card? Daniel, can you speak to that a little bit?
Great question. There is no impact to the individual employees or owners that are going to sign up for the ME card. The restaurant business is liable for the spin on the MarginEdge card. So there is no impact to anyone, any individual signing up and their credit score.
Awesome. Love that. And then we actually had one more on card. The balance is auto paid in full every 7 days. What happens if a client's account has insufficient funds?
Yeah, good question. We know that can happen. And some days that's where it falls, especially with our customer base. And so we're not going to shut you off right away. The cards won't stop. We will queue up a retry the next day. And then we'll send you guys a notification and work with the restaurants to get that bill paid in full. If over a week we do not get that paid, then the card will go into a paused state. But we try to work with you and have an automatic retry in the case of NSFs.
Awesome. Amazing. Okay. Those were our only 2 questions. They're around card. So Eric must have really explained SmartPrep, and you guys must have no questions about AI, which is great. And that is totally fine. We will let you guys cut out a little bit early. I'm going to give you a little bit of a teaser for everybody who's on the call today. We are running a promo around the card for our APN specifically. Expect a follow-up from me here in the next few hours about what that looks like. And I think you guys will all be very excited about it. So we're super excited about everything that we got going on in our world. Please know that these are going to become more regular in our APN space. We want to keep you guys up to date. As you notice, SmartPrep hasn't launched yet. The AI connector has not launched yet. The card we have had launched, but we are slowly rolling it out to everybody, right? So you're getting a little bit ahead of the curve on some products, and that's our goal. You guys are our APNs. We want you to feel like you're ahead of the curve, and yet not your clients are bringing you this information, but you're better enabled to be able to speak to these things to your clients. So please expect more of this from us in the future. But Daniel, Eric, thank you for joining us today. Really, really appreciate your time. And for all of my APN friends out there for joining, thank you so much. And you'll hear from me here in a few hours. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week.